Hey everyone, welcome to the Hermitix podcast YouTube channel and Hermitix podcast in general. If you're new to the channel, then Hermitix podcast is a podcast which focuses on underappreciated thinkers, movements, philosophers, esotericists, and spiritual movements throughout history. Those people and ideas which generally we might know about but tend to get overlooked. I primarily interview scholars and experts in one-to-one discussions about the topic or person or philosophy that they are experts in. I tend to keep all discussions fluff-free. There is no ads, there's no sponsorships, there is no intro music or outro music, there's no promotions. All I really care about is making these ideas accessible to people. About me, my name is James. I have a bachelor's in fine arts and I have a master's in continental philosophy. And throughout the years, I've become somewhat of an autodidactic expert in esoteric matters as well. Alongside all the interviews, I tend to do the occasional book review, and there's also a couple of other smaller projects on the channel itself, which I occasionally add to over the years. This podcast started in 2018 as a hobby, and then when I lost my job as a carpenter in 2020, I was lucky enough that enough people supported me via Patreon, and still to this day do, to keep everything running full-time, without ads, without sponsorships. So Hermitix is trying to promote unsung and unheard of and niche and fringe philosophies that rarely ever get a look in, and make them accessible to people. And it's doing so without any ads or promotions or sponsorships, and it's doing so completely from patronage of people who voluntarily support the podcast and like what it is I do. So if you explore the channel and you find that you like the content, please think about supporting the podcast. And if you're wondering where to start, I don't exactly understand what it is this podcast is really focusing on, there is a playlist called Hermitix Essentials. Now, most of these topics don't focus on a single thinker or single philosopher, so you won't be thrown into the deep end of some complexities there, but they will focus on the overarching themes of the podcast often finds itself dealing with time and time again. Alongside this, there are 3 courses which I've produced myself and with other people. So there's the course on the CCRU, which I did just myself. There is a course on accelerationism, which I did with Matt Cahoon, and there is a recent course on esoteric Christianity, which I did with Aaron French. And I'll put the links for all this stuff in the description below. And also, you'll find possibly when you're watching, there might be a small bar at the bottom with this attached merchandise store. If you're interested in that, then that also helps out the podcast. There's plenty of small ways to help out the podcast. But that's really what it's about. Welcome to the channel. Look around, and if you end up enjoying the podcast and it's something that you find yourself coming back to, then please think about supporting. I make sure that there is one new episode every week. On a Wednesday at 5 p.m. they release, and alongside this is usually a book review most weeks as well, and then occasionally there will be other things thrown in here and there. But as I say, this is my full-time job, so if this is something that you enjoy, that you like, then please think about supporting. Otherwise, please just enjoy the wealth of content which is now on the channel, and also at anchor.fm/Hermitix. But I'll put all the links for all these different things in the description below, and I hope you all enjoy. Thank you.